Hello, everyone. I'm Meg from Maison Jupiter and Beyond Mystic, and welcome to your weekly Beyond Astro forecast here on the Beyond Mystic 3 YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching and joining in today. Before we dive deep into looking at the astrology for the upcoming week, I do want to mention that I do offer personal astrology consultations that are available on maisonjupiter.com. And we've currently got a 10% off discount code, which is BeyondMystic, that you can use to either get a 1-hour, 1-year personal forecast for your upcoming year consultation or a 1-hour birth chart astrology reading. So definitely check that out, you guys, if you want to get a more personal astrology analysis with me. And also, thank you for all your support, Beyond Mystic community and family. And if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to the Beyond Mystic 3 YouTube channel. And please like and share this video if you do enjoy this content here today. We've got so much amazing stuff happening. We've just had Kristen join the team. She's doing her Beyond Entertainment weekly show. We've got so much stuff happening, so make sure you're subscribed and like and share this video. Thank you very, very much for all your support, you guys. Wow, this is quite a week, and I'm going to try my best to speak clearly and communicate as effortlessly as possible. I am already feeling the Mercury retrograde energy for sure. So don't know about you guys, but comment below if you've been feeling this Mercury retrograde, if you've been having, communication breakdowns, if any technological devices have been breaking down yet, what's been going on. The Mercury retrograde isn't starting until April 21st, but we are in something called a pre-shadow period right now. So we are feeling it. So that's going to start in a few days, but luckily, Mercury retrogrades only last for a few weeks, so it's not the end of the world. And it's actually really good time to review and reflect on the areas of life of communication, friendships, and anything that Taurus rules in astrology. So we'll talk about the Mercury retrograde in a little bit, in a few moments. But what I do want to start with today is the big daddy, if you will, the big kahuna of what's going on this week. And it is, of course, the new moon solar eclipse that we are having April 20th. This week, first eclipse of the year, we're in an eclipse season. And before I get into that, I want to mention that me, Sophie, and Kristen just did a Divine Feminine Oracle show that's on the Beyond Mystic YouTube channel and Maison Jupiter YouTube channel. And we spent most of the show actually doing a astrology and tarot reading for each sun and rising sign. So if you want to hear your personal sun and rising astrology and tarot reading for this eclipse, definitely check out the latest Divine Feminine Oracle show that we did that is up that you can watch now. So I'm going to talk more for the collective here for this eclipse with what is going on. And comment below, you guys, how are you feeling with this eclipse energy? This is getting intense. It is getting super intense. So this is a new moon solar eclipse in Aries. And new moons are the times of new beginnings, new starts. And eclipses in astrology are the greatest energetic changes, as I like to say. Really, there's nothing that compares to an eclipse. And a new moon eclipse, as I'm going to use the words that Kristen just used in our Divine Feminine Oracle show, a new moon eclipse is like a new moon on steroids. It is such a strong energy. So this is actually setting the tone for not just the eclipse day, not just the eclipse season, but actually the whole next 6-month period. Eclipses are a really big deal in astrology, and we're always actually in the energy of an eclipse that was the most recent one that just happened. So now that we're about to have this eclipse season, the last eclipse season that we had in October, November, is complete. We're done with that cycle and we're starting into a new one. So new moon eclipses, new beginnings, new start, new initiation. And eclipses, again, huge life changes and endings and beginnings collectively for the whole collective and for each of us personally. So what's really interesting about this eclipse is it's in Aries at a critical degree. Okay. So 29 degrees. And actually, the sign of the moon is going to change 10 minutes after the exact eclipse time, which is actually, I have the chart up here for April 20th, 2023 at 12:13 a.m. So if the eclipse were to happen at 12:23 a.m., 10 minutes later, it would be a Taurus eclipse. So this, even though it's an Aries eclipse, you guys, it's at a critical degree and it's very strong. So it definitely is the Aries energy, but there's also a big Taurus influence going on at the same time, with the eclipse just being 10 minutes away exactly from entering Taurus. We've got a stellium of planets in Taurus. The sun is going to be going into Taurus on the day of the eclipse. So we're really working here with the Aries and Taurus energies. And Aries is the sign that rules life force, being alive, energy, the spring, being reborn, assertiveness, confidence, and our inner warrior archetype, our inner bravery, our inner warrior. So we're really being initiated with this eclipse and for the whole next 6-month period of self-confidence and assertiveness and being in our power and our independence. And I can feel so strongly that this eclipse is about taking our power back and looking at the areas of life that this eclipse is activating for us personally. So you want to see where you have Aries 29 degrees in your chart. And if you don't know how to do that, go look at the Divine Feminine Oracle show that we just did, and we go over it for all the sun and rising signs. So no worries. That is the specific area of life for you that's getting activated, that you're being initiated to be fearless, to be brave, to bring life force energy, to make changes, and to actually, make changes in life, to not just sit around and wait for something to happen. And that's what Aries is all about. It's all about enjoying life, making life happen for you, and not waiting for life to happen to you. So this whole Aries initiation, as I like to call it, is going to be getting more and more powerful, and particularly when we get into the summertime, when the North Node moves out of Taurus and into Aries. So we're going to see really big revolutions happening worldwide in the collective, and they're already starting to happen. And in between the two eclipses of April 20th and May 5th, this is a super powerful time of revolution, not only just collectively people rising up and taking their power back, but also personally in our lives. We can kind of create a revolution personally in our lives of where do we need to take our power back. So this is a super, super powerful eclipse. I also find it really interesting that we're now having the first eclipse season and the first eclipse since Pluto entered the sign of Aquarius. So we're now in a 22-year transit of Pluto being in Aquarius since March 24th, 2023, all the way for the next 22 years. And Pluto is power and empowerment and truth and revealing. And whatever sign Pluto is in, he's really giving power to. And Aquarius rules freedom and revolution. So this is really, before I started recording this video, you guys, I was hearing intuitively the words, we are never going back. We are never going back. This eclipse to me feels like a turning point, a huge timeline shift. I'm seeing clocks kind of ticking and moving. We definitely had a timeline shift when Pluto entered Aquarius, where I think we got on a higher timeline. And when this is with this eclipse, I feel like, again, we're on an even higher timeline. This is some really trippy, interesting stuff going on here. We're taking the power back. We're on the timeline of humanity taking the power back, you taking the power back in your own personal life. So everyone watching, you should be very proud of yourself for how far you've come over this collective initiation that we've been through the past few years. Really, really powerful stuff. So yeah, I think that, Pluto is at a critical degree as well, 0 degrees. And so Pluto's energy is very potent, very strong right now. We've got Pluto in Aquarius at a critical degree, revealing. Pluto is the great revealer, so his energy is very strong. And at the exact moment of the eclipse, we also have Uranus, the planetary ruler of Aquarius, conjunct Mercury. Mercury is truth and facts and information. So there's a lot of signatures in the chart of this eclipse showing things continuing to be revealed for the collective. Truth is really coming forward. Lies no longer hold strength anymore. And I always like to remind everyone out there that if you ever get freaked out, like, oh, the world is so messed up and maybe the dark arts is going to win, the bad guys are going to win. It's an absolute no. That's not happening, because first of all, we're in the age of Aquarius, which is a light age. And second of all, the South Node has been in Scorpio since the beginning of last year. And the South Node is collectively what we are moving away from, what we are letting go of. The qualities of whatever sign it's in is not in a very powerful position. And Scorpio rules the dark side of life in its shadow aspect, lies and deception and the dark arts. So they hold absolutely no power anymore. And that's why all of these things are being revealed so intensely the past few years. And they're going to continue to be revealed things, and especially during this eclipse season, especially having to do with our leaders, okay? Political leaders, world leaders, collective leaders of any sort. And why I'm saying that is because the eclipse being in Aries 29 degrees is a Leo degree, and Leo in astrology rules leaders, people that are famous. It's one of the power position signs. So our leaders are very, very highlighted. There's major truths coming out with our leaders. And I think from this point forward with this eclipse season, we're going to start to be shown leaders that maybe we can actually start to trust, because there's so much being revealed right now that the dark side, if you will, doesn't have power anymore. So we're going to have some leaders that are actually in alignment with the people. And I think they're going to start coming forward. And I'm talking about positive presidents, prime ministers, CEOs. You guys know what I'm talking about. Leaders are very highlighted right now. And I know that there's been a lot coming up with them lately. So yeah, and with that Mercury conjunct Uranus as well, this is information coming forward that may be shocking, that may seem like it's coming out of the blue. We may think we know, as truthers, as red-pilled people, information that's going to be coming out. No, this is going to be shocking things that we haven't even heard about coming forward. And Mercury and Uranus are conjunct in the sign of Taurus, which is the sign that rules money and the financial system. So it's not looking very stable in that regard, in that area of life during this eclipse season. So with this Mercury retrograde in Taurus, it's really about being prepared, reflecting and looking at the areas of life of your physical resources. Are you prepped in those ways? Your money resources, or do you feel good with where you've got your money? And I'm not a financial expert, you guys, but you know what I'm talking about here. Money is super highlighted. So we've really only got how many days now? 2 or 3 days until Mercury retrograde. So if you need to tie up any loose ends having to do with your money or your physical resources, if you guys know what I'm talking about, and I have to be careful with my words here because of YouTube, make that a priority now. Okay, so just tie up any loose ends, make sure everything is prepped and locked and loaded, because when we get into the May 5th eclipse, full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio. There could possibly be a crash around that period. Not that I want that to happen, but just astrologically, looking at all the aspects, it is very possible. So we want to be realistic and we want to be, prepared for something like that. So nothing to be freaked out about. And also, you guys, if you have a birthday 5 days before or after April 19th, April 20th, happy birthday. You're going to be having a eclipse solar return. And same goes for anybody that has a birthday 5 days before or after May 5th. You're going to be having an eclipse solar return. And the energy of these eclipses are going to be with you for your whole next birthday year, your whole next solar return year. In astrology, the solar return happens on our birthday when the sun comes back into the same position as it was when we were born. And, the transit sun conjuncts our birth chart sun. That's our solar return. So you guys are going to be having a huge year, all of you born 5 days before and after these eclipses, of big life changes and transformations. So very excited for all of you guys. And yeah, overall, I'm feeling really good about this eclipse. I think we need this Aries energy. We need this Aries activation. This is also a lot of people waking up and snapping out of brainwashing, mind control around this period. And I keep hearing over and over again, it's never going to be the same. And in a good way, we're really in a good place. We're on a good timeline. And if you want to know more about the Mercury retrograde, Julie and I just did this ASTRO decode video on the MAISON YouTube channel. So we go really deep into the Mercury retrograde if you want to hear more about that. Okay, guys. And yeah, I did pull some cards for us as well, some of my astrology cards here, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing. We've got the Sun card. Yay. And it is a new moon solar eclipse, right? So we are getting a solar activation. And the sun is truth. The sun is light and life force, and very in alignment with the Aries energy as well. So this is a really positive card. I don't think I've ever even pulled this card personally from let me show you guys my Astro Star Code Astro Oracle. Love this Oracle deck so much. So I don't think I've personally ever pulled this. So I'm taking this as a really positive, really good omen. I keep hearing we're on the light timeline. We're on the positive timeline. So this is an affirmation of there's nothing to fear, as there are going to be some things that look unstable and kind of like hectic energy with this eclipse season with the Mercury retrograde going on at the same time. We're good. We're safe. We're protected, and we're in the light. And I also got the card Dignified Strength. So there's a lot supporting us right now. I feel like a lot of us that are like-minded, naturally spiritual and awake, we're going to have to be there for people. There's going to be really energy and information coming out very quickly that people are going to need help understanding. Our friends that maybe still don't understand what's going on out there. We're going to have to be patient. We're going to have to be strong. We're going to have to be connected to our warrior archetype, which is Aries, and not get into physical, conflicts or arguments, really intense, but to be in that warriorship of protection and care and nurturing series, the asteroid series, nurturing for those around us that are in a vulnerable position. Can you imagine, you guys? I'm just assuming most of you guys watching this video are like-minded to me. Can you imagine how people must be feeling that are just starting to wake up right now? Can you imagine how people are going to start feeling that haven't woken up? They're going to need support. They're going to need nurturing. So we're going to have to be strong and be there for them. This is really going to start coming up with this eclipse, and over the next 6 months, as this eclipse is working for us with this next 6-month period. I got a lot of other cards also having to do with this nurturing energy. I pulled the archetype card Goddess, the goddesses. divine feminine healing energy, and water guardian, connect with your emotions. So I'm really getting the message that we need to mentally prepare ourselves that we are going to start to really need to be there for people around us that are just starting to wake up. Family, friends, work colleagues. And not that we have to overextend ourselves, but this is why we're here, right? This is why we're here as light workers and starseeds, is to activate the world, which we're already doing, bring love and light to the world, and support those during this transition. I believe this is our divine mission. I know it's my divine mission. If it resonates with you that this is your divine mission, comment below. And the last card I got for us is Arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. So what I get with this is to just be aware that the energy is wonky right now. Eclipses and a Mercury retrograde. So it's not clear. We're not going to be getting total clarity, I keep hearing, until Mercury goes direct after the middle of May. More when we get into Gemini season, it's going to get a lot lighter. We will have really overcome a major scenario that's going to come up during this eclipse season. So yeah, maybe you want to do a little bit more just protection rituals, practices during the eclipse season, because it's wonky out there. People are going to be triggered out there. People can get really frustrated and angry easily with all this Aries. So we just don't want to take it on. Maybe want to be wearing your crystals or smudging, doing whatever protective practices resonate with you. I know for me, I like to put crystals all around the home and intuitively like make crystal grids all over the home. And, now that we're entering Taurus season, Taurus rules crystals and things that are natural. So we can even protect our energy by being in the natural world, being out and about in nature with all this Taurus energy. Very, very important. So yeah, before we finish up, just want to mention again to remember to subscribe to the Beyond Mystic YouTube channel. And thank you so much for your likes and your shares. And if you would like to have a more personal astrology consultation with me, that's available over at maisonjupiter.com. And I think my availability is middle to end of June. My soonest openings is in June for anybody that's interested out there. And yeah, thank you guys so much for supporting me doing these weekly forecasts. I'm having so much fun doing it. And I love you all very dearly. We're going to have a good eclipse season. We're going to have a good Mercury retrograde. It's all going to be good. We are supported and we are strong. And we are strong together. And I'm so grateful to be a part of this journey, a part of this life with all of you guys. Love you all very, very much. And I'm sending so much cosmic love to all of you guys your way, getting my words mixed up with this Mercury retrograde. It always really messes with me. But anyways, love you guys. Have an absolutely magical week and see you next Wednesday. Happy eclipse.